So I was just not long ago telling these hush up, these cabinet installers a story about uh, my turkey toe adventures, and that's an adventure I don't want to forget. So I was going to tell that story, but then I remembered another story, which I don't want to forget either. I hope I get in the damn frame this time. I told a story yesterday that I think's hilarious, but Angela told me I couldn't post it because I mentioned too many people's names and anyway. So I'm stuck. Back in '92, I think. 93 maybe. I was working in Church Hill on Alphabet Street, 25th and O or P or Q. I mean, we called it Alphabet Street. And that place was a hellhole. I mean, it was dangerous. Tim and I are hanging in one of these row houses one day. We're out back eating lunch. And those row houses by design, they keep the front door and the back door, the hallway. It was an architectural feature they did back then. You open the doors and you get a breeze to the house, so you could see slap through the house. So we're in the backyard eating lunch, whatever the hell we're doing. And we hear pow, 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 all these gunshots. I mean, right on top of us. You kind of duck and hide and, you know, peek up and look. You can look through the house and I can see these two pairs of tennis shoes, these toes sticking straight up on the other, you know, out in the front of the house. What in the hell? So we get up and go out there, and by that time there's, you know, a small crowd gathering. And here's this young black guy. Our age, 20-something. Naked as a bluebird. I mean, he was naked except for his white tennis shoes. And he's dead. They shot him right there in front of our house. And eventually EMS comes and they're pumping on him and blood's shooting out. I mean, he's full of holes. You know, so that sort of had an effect on us. So I started carrying all these guns with me. And I needed them. I mean, there was a whole bunch of incidents. I got to remember all these stories, but this one in particular. So I'm living out in Powhatan with Hunter's Mile. And I'm lost, like that story I told you the night before. I mean, I'm just off the chain, clueless, don't know who or what the hell I am or whatever. Working in this hellhole, drug addict, homeless place, trying to convert these houses, and now it's fucking beautiful. But, you know, so I carry all these guns. And in Powhatan, and still today, Powhatan, you can do just about anything with a gun, and it's legal. And I knew this. So I had a shotgun that was loaded to the hilt. I had a 22 Magnum loaded to the hilt, I had a 30-30 loaded to the hilt, and I had a 9mm loaded to the hilt. And I was going to work. And I guess I was speeding. And this state trooper pulls me over. So I'm not so far gone that I don't know to respect the state troopers, and this could be a hairy situation, so I figure I'm going to do the right thing. And I roll the window down and I stick my hands out the window because I know I got all these loaded guns. My hands are out the window. It's just she's walking up and she sees me stick my hands out the window. She jumps behind the bumper in my truck and grabs her gun and tells me to put my hands on the steering wheel. I'm like, what? Wait, so put them where you can't see me? But so she's got her hand on her gun and she's hiding behind the bumper looking. Put your hands on the steering wheel. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I put my hands on the steering wheel. And she calls for backup. What the hell? For a speeding violation? So she comes. She eases up in front. She says, whatever. Get out of the truck. Go put your hands on the hood. Which I do. And she proceeds to open the door to go in the truck. I said, ma'am, I wouldn't do that. And she's like, why not? I said, that dog will eat your ass up. And Buzzard was in the front. And Buzzard, I don't know how many people Buzzard bit messing with my truck. You get near my truck and he bites you. So she thinks she's gonna go in there and search my truck or whatever, and I tell her not to. She didn't like that. So she just got it in her head that I was a drug runner or something. Well, when she's messing with the door and I stop her, Buzzard jumps out of the passenger seat into the driver's seat and just chomping at the glass. And then he sits down, and he sits down on top of my 9mm. And I had the 9mm on the console where it was visible. Well, when he jumps across, he knocks the 9mm into the seat of the truck, and then he sits on it. So this dumb bitch she tells me to come over here and get that dog out of that truck and go sit in the medium. I said, all right. Well, when I go get the dog, she's looking through the front windshield and she sees the gun underneath the dog. And, oh, I'm concealing a weapon. Jesus Christ, are you out of your mind? And so she's even all amped up. And by then, another state trooper shows up and 2 Powhatan deputies show up. What in the hell? So I take Buzzard. I'm sitting in the median strip. And this woman is just destroying my truck. She's just got this shitty, I got a 9mm concealed, I got a shotgun. You see, so she takes 4 guns. She says, you can't have it, you can't do this. I said, oh yes I can. And she says, no you can't. And I said, yes I can. This is Powhatan County and you can have loaded shotgun and loaded rifles. No you can't. Yes you can, or whatever. She goes through my truck. She says, you gotta have drugs there. There's no reason to carry all this artillery and not have drugs. I said, man, I don't do drugs. I don't run drugs. You might find some Budweiser cans in there, but that's the extent of my illicit activity. I mean, I had a quiver, a deerskin quiver full of arrows, and she took all the arrows out. She's looking down in the quiver, and messing. I mean, she knew I had drugs in her, and I didn't. So she she charges me with 4 counts of concealed weapons or some shit like that. Oh, damn. Takes my guns. I gotta go to court. I hire this woman in Powhatan Courthouse. She was dumb as a box of rocks, and I was dumber because I didn't realize it. So she's going to defend me on these concealed weapons charges. And her strategy, I wished I'd have been smarter back then. Her strategy is for me to go to the Richmond City Courthouse and get records of the murder that I witnessed. And somehow she's going to bring this into the court case and justify me having the guns that I'm already justified to have by law. So my dumb ass goes down to Richmond City Courthouse or wherever, the police station or something, wherever she told me to go. I go up to the glass window and tell the woman that, or whoever, woman, man, I can't remember, that I need documentation on a murder that occurred on 25th and O Street 6 months ago. She's looking or whatever, so she leaves. Damn. It was about 4 or 5 minutes, and I'm just standing there by this window. Next thing I know, I get a tap on the shoulder, and there's these 2 big, ugly, burly homicide detectives. And the case was still open. They hadn't solved it. And they wanted to know what the hell I do. And I was like, Jesus. And I started telling this story about this lawyer, and they're just rolling their eyes. Like, this is the dumbest fucking story I've ever heard in my life. And it was. They told me to get the hell out of there. They're not giving me shit. I mean, what do I know? I don't know. Just sitting there and heard all these gunshots and saw this dead guy in the street. So that's the extent of my knowledge. So I go back, tell the lawyer, that's a no-go. So we go to court with this brilliant strategy. She doesn't have anything to back it up. And, so I guess it was prosecution goes first. Prosecution, I guess, went first, I think. And they bring up the shotgun. And where was the shotgun? The shotgun was behind the seat. Was it loaded? Yes. And the judge just started shaking his head. And he said, no, dismissed. The cop just goes, she's got this crazy look on her face, like, what the hell? And I knew this, because in Powhatan, you cross into Chesterfield, you're screwed. But Powhatan, you can have a loaded shotgun behind the seat. And 22 Magnum comes out, and he just, tossed out. And this woman, this officer, I can't say the name, I guess. She's retired now. But she's just, getting livid. Because everything I said was true. So 30-30 comes up. Well, out that goes. But then the 9mm comes up. And she's just embellishing all this shit about how I had concealed it. And, the dog was keeping her out of the car, and I'm like, and my lawyer gets up there, and instead of saying, Your Honor, the 9mm was on the console. The dog knocked in the seat and sat on it. She goes into this whole fucking murder thing. Starts asking me questions about this stupid Churchill, and everybody in the courtroom is going, what is going on? Why are you telling us a story about a murder that happened 8 months ago? It's got nothing to do with the case. And I think she had asked for a little attitude or something, because it was just bizarre. It went on for a little while. And finally the prosecution objected. It was like, what the hell are we talking about here? And my lawyer's like, well, I'm just trying to establish Mr. Baker was in a dangerous place and he needed these guns and stupid shit. And I mean, I felt great when I got my other guns back. But anyway, the judge kind of looked at me and he said, Mr. Baker, I know in your mind you were trying to do the right thing by sticking your hands out the window and telling that you were trying to do the right thing by sticking your hands out the window and telling the cop that you had a gun. And I was. But since the officer couldn't see the gun under your dog's ass and it was readily accessible, I'm going to charge you possession of a concealed, whatever. You got to be fucking kidding me. So I get charged with having a concealed weapon, and they take the 9mm, melt it down or whatever they do with it. Well, then I got to go to the state police headquarters to pick up. I mean, she wouldn't give me my guns in court. I guess it's some chain of possession, whatever. She makes me jump through all the hoops she can make me to jump through to get them guns back. So I go to the state police headquarters, and she starts questioning me again. Are these your guns? Are these really your guns? Because if they're not your guns, I can't get around. Like, at the end of the day, they're my guns. I own them. You took them illegally. Now I want them back. She's all pissed off. Just dragging her ass with the paperwork. I mean, I'm there for fucking 30 minutes. I get my guns back. I get 3 guns back. 9mm gone. Oh, God. Thank God this is over. And I figure it's behind me. It wasn't a week or so later. I'm going back to Churchill, going down Midlothian, and I hit the roundabout on 288 to head to Richmond. Blue lights. Another state trooper. I pull over. What is this shit? And he gets out with an attitude. He's going to set me straight. And he's looking, looking at this and looking at that and looking at it. And he's looking for something to justify why he pulled me over. And he can't find anything. He goes up to the window and looks me right dead in the eye and says, "Where's your shotgun?" And that's when I knew I was fucked. And they fucked with me for at least 3 years. She had such an attitude about me being right and her being wrong, and then lying about it and taking my 9mm. She told all her state trooper buddies, anytime you see this white truck with this ladder rack, pull that son of a bitch over and fuck with her. And they did. They pulled me over one day. Yeah, I had a .44 Magnum. Another woman, cop, state trooper, and I did the same thing, even though this time I put the gun on the dashboard where the dog I couldn't get to her. And I put my hands out the window and told her I had a gun. And it was on the dash. And she was cool about it. She didn't grab her gun and call for backup or anything. And she said something like, for her safety as well as mine, can I see the gun? I said, sure. So I give her the gun. She goes to the back. I guess she's running my license or something. I didn't get a ticket. I don't know. They just pulled me over. And she comes back and she starts talking about, I've got a stolen weapon. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I bought that gun. No, why don't you have any serial numbers on it? I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, what do you mean? And this time I'm heading to Buckingham. I'm just trying to get the hell in. And I started getting really upset and losing it. They're just fucking with me and fucking with me. And I said, where's the gun? And she has, she's right here. I said, unload it. Well, she already had it unloaded. I said, let me see it. I'll show you what the damn serial numbers are. And on that particular gun, it's a revolver. And when you open the chambers, the serial number is stamped in the top, basically the bottom of the sight. She's looking all over this gun, she can't find it. She thinks I'm filing the numbers on or some shit. And by that time, I'm almost in tears because I'm just tired of these state troopers fucking with me. And then she thinks, she thinks I'm going to try and kill myself because I'm so upset. Which now, after reading all these stories to you, I can understand why she would think that. What are you doing? New ride? Huh?
Hey, I watched those videos.
Oh, did you? All right. Yeah, I know. I mean, I put some more up. I put some more up last week, and I cried through the whole fucking thing. All right, man. All right. Where was I? Anyway, she ended up being really nice, I guess I should say. She was concerned. Shut up. She was concerned about me, and I was upset. And I told her, I said, I'm just tired of y'all. I told her the whole story about the other state trooper. And I was just tired of them just pulling me over willy-nilly whenever they felt like it and fucking with me. And I'm just trying to get out of town to relax. I'm going up. She understood. She said she was sorry for the behavior of the other officer. And she gave my gun back and went on my way. Anyway, like I said, I gotta tell the turkey toe story at some point. That one popped in my head, and I just wanted to document it so I get old and crusty. I don't remember everything.